I've got Tim and Nick Earle from Earle SportsBets here today to go over the NBA injury report and our NHL who is in net for tonight, Thursday, May the 13th. How's it going, Tim Earle? How's the NBA treating you?
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun today. I have a lot of it should just be a overall, I'm gonna call it a disgusting slate, but we should be able to make some money from it.
Well, I can tell just typing in the injury report pre-show, we got a lot to cover today is what we've got to talk about.
Yeah,
we got a lot to talk about today, so very important Thursday. How are you doing, Nick Earle? How's the NHL treating you?
The NHL is actually treating me really well right now. I think I'm 14-2 for my premium plays, 13 straight wins. So we're on an absolute heater right now. But for this slate, if I would say I'm excited about it, I'd be overselling it. This is not going to be a particularly fun slate for hockey tonight. It's 3 games, 6 teams playing, where 5 of them are really skating for exercise tonight. So there's one team that's really playing for something tonight. All the other teams are not. So it should be interesting. Gotta look at motivation and factors like that for tonight's slate.
All right. Well, there you have it. Okay. Well, let's get right to it. We're going to start off with you, Nick. Find out who is going to be on the ice tonight. Tim, you're going into the penalty box. We'll see you in a minute here. Oh, bye-bye. All right.
There we go. Now the adults can talk.
Now the adults can talk. All right. So who is in the net for tonight, Nick Earle? I'm looking at Minnesota is at the St. Louis Blues. The Wild's the favorite, -115 and a total of 5.5. So what do we got going on here?
These two teams are being very nice to us and not confirming anyone. Should be for Minnesota, Capo Kakinen. That's where it should be. That's who it should be on a back-to-back. I don't think they start Cam Talbot back-to-back nights, especially with the playoffs starting soon. And it should be Jordan Binnington. I don't know for St. Louis. So this one's going to be an interesting a night for this game. I don't really have too much for it.
So nothing official yet. We've got Wilhelmina in the chat saying, I cashed on the Earle Senators bet and also bought the 3-pack, hoping for a winner chicken dinner. I'm hoping the same.
Yeah, I was thrilled with that Ottawa play. By the time it got to, I think everybody, or before the game started, it was around +155, +160. I bet it the night before at +197. So I got great value on it. So I was thrilled with that overtime winner.
Zang, fantastic. All right, so the next one up on the card tonight, we've got Calgary Flames at the Vancouver Canucks. Calgary's a big favorite, -175 and another total of 5.5. Who is in net?
For the Vancouver Canucks, it's going to be Thatcher Demko. He's been okay, I guess, in net this year. Not great. 14-17-1, 914 save percentage, 2.89 goals allowed per game. He's been okay. Nothing spectacular, nothing crazy with his numbers. Vancouver is basically mailed it in at this point, though. They've had the rough stretch after the month long of COVID where they had to play crazy numbers of games. And when the playoffs are starting, they're going to still have 3 more games against this Calgary Flames. So they're really just wanting the season end now.
Fair enough. So who's Calgary got in net?
They have the former Canuck, Jacob Markstrom, in this game. So that's one interesting little factor in this game if you want to kind of have an angle on it. I like the under in this game. These two teams are struggling to score. Vancouver's been not scoring much either. Calgary's just can't put the puck in the back of the net right now. I can see this being a slow, boring, we don't want to be here type of game where we see 2-1, 3-1, whatever. It's going to be a low-scoring game, I have a feeling, with this one.
All right. Colorado Avalanche are against the LA Kings. Colorado's a humongoid favorite, and I've got a total of 5.5 on this one as well. What do we got happening here?
Well, they're a humongoid, if that's how you said it right, favorite for a reason. Out of the 6 teams that are playing tonight, they have something they're actually playing for. If they win, they will pass the Vegas Golden Knights in that West Division and win the West Division, and they'll have the President's Cup trophy, which means they will have home ice advantage throughout the playoffs, which means when it comes to playing in that semifinals, when hypothetically the Avalanche get out of the West, they'll be playing probably the Capitals or the Islanders or the Penguins or whoever comes out of the East there, Boston, whatever. But instead of Carolina or instead of Toronto, hypothetically speaking. So this is an important game for Colorado. Plus, if I'm Colorado, I don't want to play Minnesota in the first round. I'd much rather have St. Louis. So this is an important game for them.
So
but in that, oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, in that they have Jonas Johansson. It was a backup goalie they brought in from Buffalo halfway through the year. I'm not a huge fan of him. And honestly, I think the goaltending advantage goes to the LA Kings tonight with Roy Grosenick. He's only played in one game so far this season. He's 1-0-0. But he had a good game. They won 5-1 the one game that Grosenick was in against Anaheim. But I like taking – I usually don't do this, but I like taking the Kings plus 1.5 goals tonight at plus 135. I believe it's plus 155 in most places now, so I didn't wait long enough for the best price on it. But that's where I would lean in this game is the Kings plus 1.5 goals.
Okay, so that's how we're taking that one. It won't let me add anything. I think it's because there are so many people on the NBA injury report that we can no longer add anything to our thing. But that is okay. We will do a recap at the end here and let you guys know what is up with the get down. For now, we will bring the other one in. Old Timothy. How's it going? You ready to talk some?
Oh yeah.
All right.
A fun injury report list novel.
This is a lot. We're gonna send. Nick is going to the penalty box. Sorry, there's a lot of stuff going on in my thing right here. Nick's going to the penalty box. We'll see him again in a minute. All right. So the first game we're looking at tonight is the Bucks at the Pacers. Milwaukee -8, no total of 243.5. Really freaking high total there. What do we got going on?
All right, so major injuries in this one. I mean, Turner's been out for a couple of games off the list because he doesn't really have an effect. But Brogdan is out, and then Levert has officially been ruled out as well.
Okay.
I know he was questionable earlier. He is now officially ruled out according to DraftKings, so that's what I'm primarily using. This should have little to no effect, just because Bucks are probably going to I mean, they've pretty much got a playoff seed locked up, so they're not going to be playing super hard. It's not one that I'm going to be interested in betting. The line's just a little bit too wide, and it's just two teams that Indiana's clinched into the play-ins, and Bucks have clinched into a spot. No, it really doesn't matter.
All right, so moving right along then. This one's kind of intense. We've got Magic at the Hawks. Atlanta's -13. The total's 226.5. But tell me about Atlanta. 13 seems like a lot.
I think it is. On my sports book, it actually went down to 11. So I guess that proves a little bit. If anything, jump onto this Orlando at plus points. The Hawks clinched last night. So they don't really have much to play for. They're not going to be able to jump the Knicks, and they're not going to get jumped by anybody, so they should be fine to go. So Trae, Capella, Bogdanovich, and then Collins was also questionable earlier. He's good now, so we didn't put him on there. But a lot of players on Atlanta are questionable, so maybe expect 1 to 2 of them to be out for tonight's game. I guess we have to wait for the starting lineups to come out. Nothing has really came out yet, but keep an eye on those 3 big players with Young, Capella, and Bogdanovich.
All right. I will do that. Now, how about the 76ers at the Heat? This one's moved down to a pick 'em. I saw it was Heat plus 1.5. Then it was like the Heat -2. And now it's finally kind of settled away at a pick 'em. And I'm showing 218.5 is the total.
Yeah, I got a 2-point spread on this game, and it's going to be a close one. 2 players got to look at for this game. Philadelphia, Joel Embiid is questionable. He's actually questionable for today's game. We don't. He's got an illness, so there's not really like a injury type thing. It's not fine. And then on the other side for Miami, you got Butler, who will be with an eye injury is a game time decision. So you got to keep an eye out for the starting lineups in this game. I personally went with Philadelphia. They have a little bit more to play for. I think they're still trying to fight for that 1 seed with Brooklyn, and this one should be a little bit closer.
All right. Spurs are at the Knicks. New York -4.5, 216.5. What do we need to know?
Once again, welcome to the NBA. We got a bunch of Q tags. Bullock are both questionable. They both should play tonight. Keep in mind that the Knicks did clinch playoffs 2 nights ago, so who knows what the motivation is right now. They've pretty much locked themselves into that 4 seed. They really can't go anywhere, can't go up, can't go down, so I don't really see them pushing their players to go in. But they're questionable. Keep an eye on for the starting lineups for this game.
All right. Kings are at the Grizzlies. Memphis -8, 230 is the total.
For Memphis, this one, Valanciunas is questionable for this game. He should be able to play. Memphis has still got a little bit to play for. I believe they could flip-flop 8 or 9 and 8 or whatever, so that they have one less playoff game in the play-ins to do, or whatever that jumble messes from 7 to 10. Not really a fan of it, but it gets more basketball games to bet on, so I guess that works. Overall, just Valanciunas questionable. On the other side, Sacramento's pretty much mailed it in. I think they're all but eliminated. I think if they lose one more or a win from this 10 seed in the West, which changed. Fox is out. Buddy Hield and Barnes are both questionable, so I guess keep an eye out for the starting lineups. Personally, I think I have the Memphis Grizzlies in this game.
All right, we're looking at the Grizzlies here. Raptors. Now, this is another big one. Raptors at the Bulls. We've got Chicago -10 here and a total of 217. What's going on in Toronto or with Toronto?
What is not going on with Toronto? You can see below we have Toronto. Everybody's out. Pascal Siakam, Kyle Lowry, OG Anunoby, and Chris Butcher. Actually, Butcher is now questionable, but Toronto is out of the playoffs. They've mailed it in. Chicago is pretty much the same deal. They are out of the playoffs, but they still they're still starting their starters and playing the last few games out. So I understand why it's a 10-point spread, and I do like the Bulls in this game. And then maybe a look at the under, because look at who Toronto's going to have. They're not going to have everybody to shoot, and Chicago's been going under a lot lately. I could see this one being in the 180s. So this one should be a ugly game, but I have the Bulls.
All right, the Bulls, and we're leaning towards an under there. Nuggets are at the TWolves, Denver -6, and the total is 235. What do we say here?
So for injuries in this one, Michael Porter Jr. is out, and then now I'm seeing that Nikola Jokic is questionable, probable with the toe injury. Okay, he's fine. He'll play. But he's good. He's good. Other than that, all the usual suspects are out. Barton's out. Hopefully he'll be back by playoffs. Beasley and Dozier are both out, but those are bench players that really have not been active anyway. So overall, this game is Denver's locked into that 4 seed. So they can't jump anybody unless the Clippers lose out. It's not really a big deal for that. Other than that, this game should be close, but I'm seeing Denver to win this one.
All right. So we're liking the Nuggets there. All right. Let's bring old Nicholas back in the mix here. So if you guys missed any of the NHL, I do have a little recap for you already ready to go to prevent me from having to pronounce those names. I do want to remind everyone to give us the thumbs up, hit the like button if you could, please. And also subscribe to the Picks and Parlays channel if you haven't already, and ring that bell for notifications. You can find Tim and Nick over at Earle SportsBets. or you can find them at picksandparlays.net. That's where they sell their premium picks. And while you're over at the site, use the promo code RED, R-E-D, will save you 20% off their premium plays. They're a package deal. You get two brothers for the price of one. What kind of packages do you guys have going on, Nick?
We do single games, and we have a 3-gamer with all of our top plays from baseball, basketball, and hockey. And then we will, depending on how many totals we come up with the NBA, we do NBA totals packages separate as well. And then that's about it for right now.
You guys have been doing really well with totals also. So kick butt and take names. All right, guys. Well, that just about does it for us. Real quick, I know I can't type them into our thing here, but give me a recap on who you guys were liking. Nick, I know you said you like the LA Kings, plus on the puck line, plus a goal and a half at plus 105, was it?
I got it at plus 135. I believe it's plus 155 now, so I missed the line movement there. But yeah, that is one play I like, and then I like the under in the Calgary game.
Okay, and then Calgary going under the 5.5. Tim, what were you looking at tonight one more time?
I guess my top two would be Philadelphia, plus the points, or pick on whatever you're going to get in this game. And then I guess Chicago Bulls, because Toronto has nobody playing on their team anyway, so it really don't matter.
So there is that. Elliot V is liking the Avs team total going over. What do you think about that one, Nick?
I believe that's at 3.5, and I mean I can see it. This Avs team is going to put up goals tonight, which actually brings me to one last play I forgot to give out. I don't think I've ever given out one of these plays before, but I know I like Calgary under the total, but I like the other two games to go over. So I'm looking at Grand Salami over 17.5 goals for NHL tonight.
Whoa, the old Grand Salami over 17.5 goals. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, Raymaker and I broke that one down today on Discord. So yeah, we both like that over 17.5.
Oh, EJ the Rainmaker. I know him. I know him well. All right, guys. Well, thank you again for joining us, everybody at home. If you haven't already, hit that like button. We'll see you later on tonight for an NBA Total Chaos with Ross Benjamin and Chip Chirimbus. Until next time, we'll be here tomorrow, same cap time, same cap channel for Game Time Decision with Nick and Tim Earle. Bye, guys. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Good luck tonight.